Hi everyone, it's Kamala Harris. Each day we are seeing our rights and freedoms under attack, including the right of everyone to be who they are, love who they love, openly and with pride. So as we fight back against these attacks, let's all remember, no one is alone. We are all in this together, and your vote is your power. So please make sure your voice is heard this November and register to vote at vote.gov.
Can I get an amen?
Amen!
Now on with the show.
And remember, you better vote.
Several days later.
Oh, here you better make an entrance. It is on now. This is it, you guys.
That opening ceremony for the France Olympics is creepy as hell. That is some next level demonic stuff. I mean, you saw the blue people, the, separated heads, the drag queens. That is a very ominous setting, and they expect people to act like that's normal. That's a great way not to watch the Olympics right there, to start it out like that.
All right, guys, so what you just saw there was one of the first campaign ads for Kamala Harris's presidential run, which was to feature drag queens, right? Which I think is representative of the priorities of the Kamala Harris campaign, which is to appeal to identity politics and the woke mob, and to not talk about any real policies or solutions, okay? So this is type of virtue signaling that we're going to get, but this virtue signaling is, I think, a sign of what's to come for this country if Kamala Harris becomes president, okay? We will officially be in clown world, okay? I believe we're already there, but I'm just saying if Kamala Harris became president, you're going to see a lot more of this because these individuals will become emboldened, extremely emboldened. And in fact, they already are, okay? To the point where the leaders of the Olympics feel comfortable enough to have a full-blown blasphemous drag queen show at the Olympics opening ceremony. Yes, and a lot of people are backlashing against this because there's a whole lot of symbolism in this that I think a lot of people are going to find to be disrespectful and very, very, very weird, right? So without further ado, let's go ahead and play this clip because they had a drag show for the opening ceremony of the Olympics, okay? This is the world that we're living in. This is what the West has. Okay, so this is probably one of the most controversial parts of the opening ceremony, okay? Because what you have here are a bunch of drag queens at what looks like a rendition of the Last Supper, okay? If you see this symbolism right here is the crown in the middle, which basically is representative of the crown of thorns, okay? Which is what Jesus wore, okay? When he was crucified. And this person in the middle, again, clearly is supposed to be Jesus. And everybody else's table is supposed to be this person's disciples, including a child who's at the table as well too. So somebody please educate me, right? Please inform me. Why in the world would you have a child at a hyper sexualized rendition of the Last Supper featuring a bunch of drag queens? Because again, I don't know about you guys, but this is definitely hypersexual. And you have a child at the table. Why? Why is a child a part of this? But again, they'll say, oh, well, you are hateful if you point out the fact that some of these agendas seem to be targeting children, right? They'll say, oh, that's hate speech. It's like, no, it's not hate speech. This is me pointing out what you guys are making obvious, which is that for whatever reason, there seems to be an obsession with having children around this stuff. Now, me personally, again, I don't think it's appropriate for children to be around these sexualized performances because these performances are sexual in nature. Now, again, I understand their argument that, oh, well, we want kids around because we don't want them to grow up and become transphobes and homophobes, right? That's their argument. But you could do that in ways that don't include children being exposed to sexualize performances, okay? I think there are ways to do that don't involve this, okay? But this is what they're hell-bent on doing, and if you speak out against it, if you speak up against it, you say, hey, I don't think this is right, this is kind of disrespectful for various reasons, again, they're going to say that you're a bigot, right? You're hateful for saying that, yeah, I don't like this. So, again, this is what they're doing at the Olympics, going full-blown blasphemy, okay? Mocking the Last Supper story that is in the Bible, okay? And, you know, this is mainstream, right? Mainstream. Now, here's the thing. For some people that say, oh, you're being too sensitive, let me ask you, would anybody be okay if a bunch of drag queens did some rendition of some Islamic tradition or ceremony? Like, for example, if they did some rendition of the pilgrimage to Hajj, right, where they go to Mecca and then they walk around the Kaaba, right, that cube. If they were doing that, do you think that people would say that's okay? Right. Another question is, would they ever even consider doing something like that? Right. They probably would never even consider it because of all the outrage that would happen as a result. But hey, in 2024, these people feel like it's openly okay to do things like this, in which, again, they are trying to act out stories in the Bible. However, again, the symbolism here doesn't seem to be very biblical, or doesn't align with what is in the Bible, right? I mean, again, it's just one of these things that you see quite often in the West, which is the mocking of Christianity. And for whatever reason, people think that this is totally fine and totally legit, but you will never see this. You will never see this for any other religion outside of Christianity, where people, again, openly mock the religion for entertainment purposes. Yeah, so totally weird stuff here. Again, I'm not entirely sure exactly what is so entertaining about this, right? I've never been to a drag show. I've seen these videos online. This is about as close as I've come to going to a drag show. Hopefully I never go to a drag show. I don't think I ever will. I'm not entirely sure why I would. But I don't understand the entertainment factor here. I'm not sure exactly what is so fun about watching this type of entertainment. I really don't get it personally. But what I do know is that whether you're a Christian or not, I don't think anybody should be okay with this at the Olympics, right? I think that this is too far. But again, unfortunately, this has become all too commonplace because they just couldn't have their little drag show and keep it moving, right? They couldn't do that, okay? They never can do that. They always have to turn it up to a level like this, right? And then they want to get upset and cry hate and bigotry when people push back. When people say, hey, I don't like you mocking our religion, they say, oh, well, you're just transphobic. You just hate trans people and drag queens if you don't like them openly mocking Christianity, right? This is what they do, okay? So, I mean, at this point, I don't think I will be supporting the Olympics, right? I won't be watching it. They will not be getting my view because I cannot support this type of blasphemy on the world stage. It's just sad that we've gotten to the point where this type of blasphemy is acceptable on the world stage, because I do not think that these people would mock anybody else's religion the way that they just did for Christianity. But, you know, hey, this is where we're at in the West. It seems as if, again, this is now par for the course. But hey, let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.